today we have the opportunity of speaking to Maurice. Maurice is the big boss, the CEO of Planetworld in Midrand. Welcome to the African Smart Home and Building Show.
Brilliant to be here, really excited. And I'm not the boss, my wife's the boss, but I'm the 2 IC.
Okay, so Maurice, this little video that I want to make today is really about for people who are newbies and have absolutely no idea about what a smart home is. There's a lot of technical terms and what have you, so I apologize if I stop you midway. It's purely to help the folks understand and get a clear understanding why have a smart home in the first place? You know, what's all the fuss about? I think let's go take a seat and you wouldn't mind, I'd love to ask you some questions.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hello and welcome to the Africa Smart Home and Building Show. This channel's mission is to bring you the latest trends in smart homes and building automation. Weekly interviews with industry leaders. We discuss misconceptions, product reviews, tips, tricks, and a whole lot more. If something like this may be of interest to you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and bell so you're notified of our latest uploads. On this episode, I'm going to Planetworld, one of the market leaders in home automation. Give us some sunshine if you like it. But before we do, just a quick shout out to our sponsor, Integrated Homes, for making this all possible. These guys have been in the game for a decade. So if you're wanting your home or building converted into a smart home or building, it may be a good idea to give these guys a call as they know what they're doing. Okay, it's time now for the show. Let's get into it. How's this? Go Africa! Here we are in Planetworld. Maurice, again thank you for joining me today and allowing me to ask you some questions. Just off the bat, our little video today is for people who have absolutely no idea as to the ins and outs of a smart home. So to the best of your ability in non-technical terms, how would you best explain to somebody what a smart home is?
Yeah, so I mean essentially a smart home is exactly that. It's something that's smart, that's intuitive, that matches your kind of lifestyle. So if you think of the typical home, it's normally made up of several different appliances. It's made up of televisions, might be made up of a sound system, some air conditioning, a pool pump, and various other electronics that make your life easier. So essentially turning them all into a smart home effectively is just a process by which above all of those appliances sits something which we call a control system. So we do Crestron Home, which is the largest manufacturer of control systems in the world.
We're sitting in a very big building. You can use a helicopter to fly around here. So okay, sorry.
So effectively, you know, this whole building as an example, there's a Crestron Home control system that sits above that, which is just basically a super clever box, a computer box. And then if you think of it really, in your typical home, you would have, let's say a sound system. Now traditionally, you might have a sound system connected to your TV, or a TV with a speaker in it. You may have a radio in your kitchen and maybe one next to your bedroom, and you may have a hi-fi, let's say in somewhere where you listen to music. So essentially what a smart home would be is you would have all of those systems, but they can all talk to each other. So if you think of the benefit of that is I can play the same thing on all of those speakers at the same time, or I can play different things on all of those, but I control it all through a central device or an app. So the sound system links into my control system, which I control with an app. So effectively, I can go, my wife is in the dining room, she wants to listen to this, I'm busy sitting in my study and I want to listen to that. But now you can multiply that across all of your devices. So think air conditioning. So you can centrally control air conditioning from a single app. You can control lighting throughout your house. So imagine, instead of getting home and having to go and switch on all the light switches, you can press home and you would have already set all the lights that you like to have on when you're home. You press one button and all the lights switch on. And when you go to bed again, you press one button and all the lights switch off.
That is absolutely awesome, what you just described. We love that. But now, as in this day and age, there are lots of brands and this and that. Just to the top of your mind, why Crestron? Why have you chosen your specific brand? And yeah, tell us.
So yeah, I mean, you know, as Planetworld, we're our brand. We try and associate with the biggest, best brands in the world, and so we always look at brands that have had, firstly, a long history of success. Secondly, whose values are in line with our values and the way that we like to do business. But thirdly, whose research and development departments really lead the way in terms of development in the industry, and that's exactly what Crestron does. I mean, they're by far, by a long way, the largest automation business in the world. They were really founded on the back of developing automation products for the commercial use. So if you think of pretty much 80 to 90% of the large buildings that you see in Sandton and in Umhlanga and wherever, those are run on Crestron control systems. So you think there are tens of thousands of electrical switches and light switches. Those are all controlled by Crestron control systems.
And so tell me, sorry.
No, go for it, yeah.
But you're talking commercial buildings now. So the same software, apps, what have you, is used in homes. So it's not different for...
So it's tailored for the residential space. So in a commercial setup, it might be a little bit more complicated and you might have to be a qualified technician to use it. So what they've done in their home product, which is what we sell, is they've actually taken the exact same hardware. So the commercial hardware is always much more reliable than residential hardware, because once you install it into a commercial environment, you generally don't want to touch it again. It sits there for 10 years and it needs to work. So all of the residential product is based on commercial hardware, and then all they've done is they've redeveloped the app to make it more useful in a residential sense. So it's super easy to set up, super easy to use, and it's really easy for somebody that's not an industry expert, can literally just open the app. It's self-intuitive and you can just use the app and use all your appliances from the app.
So can folks come and buy from you directly, or does one need to buy through somebody that you've trained and know how to use your equipment?
So the original setup is massively important, and Planetworld is a distributor. So we sell to a network of about 350 local resellers who we train. We have a training facility upstairs. We train them, get them up to speed with how to set up the products, which products work best, which applications work best. But once it's in your house, it's done. And I mean, it's so intuitive that if for some reason there's a software update that Crestron releases internationally that would improve your system, it would download overnight and install itself, and you would wake up to an improved system and you've done nothing.
Wow, that's very cool. So Maurice, tell me, how long have you been in the game for?
I come from a automotive background, and we built up Planetworld in the automotive audio and aftermarket game, and also in smart head units. It was really how we, so if you think of all the radios 10 years ago, you didn't have navigation and Bluetooth and all of that in your actual vehicle, and so we pioneered and developed multimedia systems for cars in South Africa. That's how we built the business. And then about 3 years ago, we saw a huge opportunity in particularly the residential audio space, as well as obviously automation space. And the reason we saw the opportunity is that, like any industry, I think the industry was really maturing. I think we saw a lot of development overseas where companies were developing more and more smart products, and I think that local distributors were more kind of traditional audio guys and audio-visual guys, and didn't quite know how to embrace this technology in their businesses. So we originally we got into the industry through acquiring one of the existing businesses in the industry, and we actually did that for Sonos, which really pioneered and founded the smart kind of speaker industry. And we saw enormous potential.
Just for those folks out there, we're actually sitting in a Sonos lounge. Let me show you. I apologize, Maurice. You were talking about Sonos, and it's Sonos all over.
Yeah.
What is it? Tell us about it.
So Sonos pioneered and developed the first network speaker. And by network I mean that up until not that long ago, most speakers worked off Bluetooth or some sort of signal in a CD player, DVD player.
Okay, so when you talk network, in simple terms, Maurice?
Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So the speaker connects to your Wi-Fi network at home.
Okay.
So instead of, as you know, most people, 95% of people listen to music through either Spotify or Apple Music or a streaming service. So if you think there's Spotify that's streaming the music out, it's coming into your phone via Wi-Fi, and how you would typically get it from your phone to your speaker would be via Bluetooth or by plugging your phone directly into whichever hi-fi system you have. And Sonos kind of changed all of that. So what they did is now you transfer the music through their app onto their speaker via Wi-Fi. And the benefit of that is you can stream in high resolution, whereas Bluetooth is very, very limited. You know, you can't stream a lot of information over Bluetooth, so the quality is never really great. Whereas via Wi-Fi, you can stream, high-res music over to your speaker, so it will sound a lot better. But then other practical benefits are, think of when you connect it to your Bluetooth speaker and your phone rings. It rings through the speaker. Now you want to have the conversation, you're going to switch over to your phone. On a Wi-Fi speaker, you don't have to do that. Your phone acts independently of what's happening to the speaker.
That's cool.
And even more so, if you've got people at home and you start playing some music, you have to go out to go buy ice and you take your phone with you, and a Bluetooth speaker, as soon as you step out of 15 meters of range, it stops playing. This never stops playing. So this entire building runs off my phone's Spotify, but I'm not here most of the time. And that's the benefit of a Wi-Fi speaker. Just some of the benefits. Of course, the other benefits are that you can now create speakers that speak to each other. And so each of these, what Sonos does is it creates its own speaker network of speakers that talk to one another. And that then gives you several benefits. And those include, you can play the same thing in all the rooms of your house, or you can play different things in all the different rooms in your house. You can set alarms for the different speakers, when to go off and when to go on. You can even set them.
When you say alarms, you mean different, like if it's lunchtime or dinner time, then an alarm will go off on your speaker.
Well, you can say, tell your speaker at 5 o'clock, I know that I like to listen to this show on that radio station at 5, so I can set an alarm at 5 o'clock. That speaker must switch on and it must play that radio station. And no matter where I am, it will do that. So it just creates this smart network of speakers that integrate with your lifestyle, integrate with your home, and make your home's audio system truly smart.
Now we are sitting around a wealth of speakers here. So I know Maurice is in a bit of a hurry. So your team members Matthew and Quentin have kindly going to show us around. Maurice, thank you for your time. Is there anything else on your side that?
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're not embracing smart technology, it's going to run you over in the next sort of 3 to 5 years. Everything's turning smart, and it's becoming easier and easier and easier to implement smart devices into your home. So it's really important that people educate themselves on it, because it really can change your life, change your experience of your home, and make your homes a much more fun, easy place to live. And the great thing about having a smart speaker system in your home is you listen to so much more music, because it's so much easier to get music going, get the music that you like going. And music brings joy to people's lives, makes your home a happy home. So
does things to our soul, Maurice?
Absolutely, yeah.
Just a quick one before you go. What would you say is top of mind, the biggest industry trend now that's happening with regards to smart home?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's so much happening that it's difficult to say. But certainly I think that on any electronic device that you use in your home, it's becoming really affordable to automate it. And by automate it, I mean to be able to switch it on and switch it off when you're not there from a central app. To be able to put a timer on it and off if you think of any kitchen appliance, or if you think of a garage door, to open your garage and close your garage door while you're not there. or your gate, or to switch off your alarm or on your alarm or your security system. So being able to do all of that is becoming hugely popular, and it's also becoming easier and cheaper. And so it's really taking the world by storm. And you know, at Planetworld, we try and find brands that embrace that have built that into their products, that make it easy for the consumer. And the easier it is for the consumer, the more they embrace it. And so we've definitely seen as a trend on the audio side, again, to come back to Sonos, only because it's such a powerful brand for us. You know, we've seen hundreds of % growth in that brand year on year. And they're not cheap products. They're expensive products, high performance products. But people are taking that step up from an entry-level product to a Sonos product because of how much easier it makes their life, how much more they listen to music as a result of owning it. The fact that product's life cycle with them, because it's essentially a computer that self-updates itself all the time, that product lasts you for a long time.
I heard the other day about geo. In other words, when you drive in your neighborhood, then your lights or your bath goes on. Is that with Sonos?
You can. So you can pretty much do anything with automation. So what you can do is you could set up so that when you are, let's say, 1 kilometer from the house, that your house would go into kind of home mode, which means you're at home. So it might switch on your lights, switch off your alarm, open your garage door, open your gate, turn the air conditioning on, turn the channel onto your favorite channel, and it will all do it in an instant without you having to do anything, only that it's activated that you are now arriving home and your home will get ready for you.
I love this concept about smart home. So, and Maurice, anything else that you want to share with us before you go?
No, awesome to be a part of this, love what you're doing, and I think the more we can educate people, you know, this can all be quite intimidating. Smart home, it can be quite a intimidating thing, but it really shouldn't be. You know, it's super easy. We've all embraced technology over the years.
Let me rephrase that for the folks out there. The guys that are professionals at it say it's super easy. They make it look easy, but it's not that easy.
The user experience should always be easy, and I think that's what, you know, I think once you embrace it and once you see the benefits, the everyday benefit of smart technology.
It's like, how did I live without it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, if you think of a Tesla as an example, now I know we don't get them in South Africa, but if you think of all the benefits of driving a Tesla.
Yet, Elon Musk, if you're watching this, we want Teslas.
Yeah, I'll be the first on the list. But you think of all the benefits of that, and that, you know, that's just somebody that looked at it in a different way, and it's essentially just a smart car, you know, that does all the stuff that normal cars can't do just through using technology, and you can do that in your home now. And it doesn't have to cost you that much. It doesn't have to be that much more expensive than just a normal home.
So earlier you mentioned that overnight your Sonos speakers can update or what have you. Like, I'm sure, like, you know, your Apple iPhone or what have you, but with regards to speakers, I mean, what does it update? Like what?
Yeah, so I mean, a speaker's, you know, is essentially a fixed product that can't be changed, but what they can change is how they tune that speaker. So any speaker is obviously manufactured and assembled, and then it goes through a process where it's actually tuned. So it's got a built-in amplifier, and then it'll have a built-in equalizer, which is actually determining how that speaker reacts to what's coming in, what music's coming in. So the music's coming in, how is the speaker actually reacting to that music? And that's done through an equalizer.
So a classical music would be different to pop?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. So the speaker needs to react to whatever it's receiving. So they build a really great speaker, but then they can manipulate how that speaker reacts to make it sound great. Exactly. And so, you know, another fantastic thing that Sonos does is that they will improve the software behind the equalization of that speaker, update it overnight, and the next morning you wake up and you've got a better speaker than you had the night before. And that comes very cool. Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that can happen, and it's, you know, again, to make the Tesla comparison, your car, once they discover something cool, they can make the car more powerful.
Yeah, I heard, like, you can go to sleep at night and you wake up and you had a red car and now it's blue.
Yeah, now your whole interior is a different color, and it's more efficient and it's more power efficient.
So now they're doing it to speakers.